Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name's Deshaun, and today I'm here to talk to you about some shows. Now, I've been meaning to make this video for quite some time, but just haven't gotten around to it until now. This is my top 5 shows that I would like to see return. These are all shows that I think have more potential to be continued, or shows that got canceled that also, well, yeah, same thing, more potential to be continued. Now, I'm gonna start off with number 5. Number 5 is Jessica Jones. Now, I love Jessica Jones, as you've seen. I even enjoyed season 2, though I think that it did have some slow parts. It was definitely the weakest of the 2 seasons. Jessica Jones is clearly, at least in my book, the number 2 or number 3 best of the Netflix series shows. Krysten Ritter killed it as Jessica. It was a show that touched topics that, honestly, I couldn't begin to understand, but it's a show that, like, when they showed it to me, I mean, it's a show that touches rape and touches different topics of, you know, and not just that kind of stuff, but it does touch that stuff. Kilgrave was fantastic, and to be honest, one of the things I would, like, the reason this is only number 5 on my list, even though I hold it in such high regard and it did get canceled, is because they did do a pretty decent to good job of wrapping up most of her loose ends in her 3rd season and kind of coming to a conclusion and making her come to the conclusion of who she is and more embracing it. But I would just have loved to see her take on more normal cases that aren't like personal, you know what I mean? Because like that aren't personal, that are just her taking on a case that does blow up, you know, just usual detective stuff. And I would have loved to have seen more. I love the cast. Krysten Ritter was great. The woman who played Malcolm was great. Oh man, Deborah Ann, not, is it Deborah Ann Wall? No. I know her. She played Trinity. I know this actress. I can't remember her name for the life of me. I am so sorry, guys. But the actress who plays Jerry, who also played Trinity in the Matrix movies, Jerry Hogarth is traditionally a male character, and she comes in and gives it more depth than a dude could ever give it, because she has this mentality in the way she acts with Hogarth. You believe, like, she obviously, she has her feminine-ish ways, but she's just kind of rough, and she takes what she wants, and she comes off like this complicated sleazeball, a complicated home destroyer, you know, like, she plays Jerry so well, and I never would have thought, and I'm like, that is gender swapping done to perfection. Is with the Trinity character, is with, I can't remember her name, I think it's not Deborah Ann Wall, because that's the lady who played Karen. Oh man, why can't I remember her name? I know her name, damn it. But yeah, she played Trinity, and she does a great job. So I would have loved to have seen more with her. You know, she's got this business, she's got sick, but overall, this is only number 5 because because in the end, out of all the shows, this show did manage to at least close the door on a couple things. And if I got another season, and if I didn't get another season, I wouldn't be crying. But I can't tell you guys how much I would love to see more Jessica Jones. Number 4 is The Tick. Amazon's The Tick. Now, The Tick to me is a weird show. I first saw The Tick when I was a kid, and the cartoon came on TV. And that cartoon was fascinating. Weird as hell, but fascinating. So they're coming out, and they had a Tick movie that came out a long time ago, and they had this Tick show come out. I saw a trailer for it, and I was like, whatever. But at the time, when I watched the first episode of The Tick, I was hooked. I love the cast. The guy who plays Arthur and the guy who plays the Tick have great chemistry. They're great together. The world building is great. The actors are great. It has a unique style to it. The things with his sister, the things with his mom. And season 2 just made it even more so. Season 2 just built upon all that things. And if you look on Rotten Tomatoes, I believe both seasons of Tick, season 1 and 2, have 100% scores, or very high, or at least 90 or higher scores. So it's obvious that the critics and people alike like The Tick, but apparently not enough people are watching The Tick. But I love this show. This show has so much potential on it. It set up so much stuff for the future. Miss Lint might be who is the villain in season 1, might be a good guy. Arthur is starting to get it together. His sister has a superpower, as it turns out. Overkill is starting to open, like, they set up so much stuff, and it is so sad to me that I might not ever get to see more of it, because I really, really, really want to see more of it. So Tick is number 4 on my shows they should bring back. Should be brought back immediately. Number 3 is Luke Cage. Luke Cage had the grandfather of all endings that I wanted to see what happens. To me, the thing they were setting up in Luke Cage was that that they were setting up the Shadowland thing that they did in the comic books when Daredevil got possessed by a demon and the Defenders, which happens to be this version of the Defenders, had to take him down or had to save him because he was taken over by something. And it seemed like they were going for that, but making it Luke Cage with Luke Cage out, but like making it less of a demon taking him over and more of like he came to this necessity that this is what I need to be. Luke Cage season 2, I very much enjoy. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I think it's better than Luke Cage season 1. I think it's one of the best seasons of Netflix. But the last episode was epic. I mean, they took that right out of The Godfather. The shot of him sitting there as the, friend, or as a friend / ex-girlfriend or whatever, walks away and the camera lingers on him as the door closes. Like, they played it so perfect as this good man's being corrupted. And I was so hooked and I could not wait to see what happened next. The writers were working on it and it never got done. So this has got to be higher on my list because this left on such a juicy, I just want it back. I want it back so bad. That was so disappointing. But that is number 3. Number 2, you know it had to be in here somewhere, Daredevil. Now, Daredevil also ended on a good note, but they did set up stuff with Bullseye. There's still the mystery of what happened to Elektra. There's still the mystery of, there's still Kingpin. Maybe he'll do something, maybe he won't do something. There's still the thing with Vanessa, and maybe she wants to get revenge. There's still so much story to be told with Daredevil. You never actually got to see him really in the suit the last season, which granted I still enjoyed the hell out of last season. I think it's the second best Daredevil season, but it was like, oh, I thought we finally got him to be Daredevil, and then they're like, okay, he's Matt Murdock, and I was like, oh, come on. I would at least like to see the suit in the end, but well, the guy stole the suit and was, disrupting it. Dexter stole the suit and was disgracing it. But even still, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, there's so much story. The only reason this isn't number 1 on top of my list is because, like I said at the beginning when I started talking about it, it did end on a this could be the end note, and you would have seen and you would be content, which I want more, but if I didn't, I'm not gonna lose my shit. The number 1 show, which is also a Marvel show, sorry guys, it's also a Marvel show that's ending, that I'm not gonna be content about, is Agent Carter. Hayley Atwell is amazing as Agent Carter. She is so fantastic, and it was saddening me. I loved Agent Carter season 1. I loved the hell out of that show. I loved it more than S.H.I.E.L.D. I liked it more than Arrow season 1 and 2. I just loved it. She played the character with so much grace, with so much charm, with so much elegance, and at the same time, badassery. And they handled the whole misogynist nature of the environment she was working in pretty damn well, because she handled it pretty well. She didn't bitch, she didn't cry about it, which she would have been in her rights to do because those guys were treating her terribly. But she just put her head down and did the work, and and literally by the end of the show, all of those dudes respect her to the point where she's making jokes with them. One of my favorite lines of dialogue in that first season was when a guy was giving her a little crap for like, oh, well, Peggy, go do this. And he's just like, oh, Peggy, like, want to go on a date with me? And then she hits him with this line. I was like, she could have easily have tripped out and been like, oh, yeah, you're asking me that because I'm the woman in it. No, she hit him with the line, which was perfect. I would, but I heard you got 2 dates set up already. One with your wife, one with your girlfriend, the other girlfriend. Yeah, like she hit him with this hilarious line. Everyone, because she just grit, like, that's how you, like, I was like, that is how you handle that kind of thing in a show. And they handled it so well. She used the people underestimating her to her advantage. She was a genius. I just love that. And I've seen her in many things before. She obviously showed up in Endgame, so she's still around. She's in the first episode of What If, doing the voice of Peggy Carter. I want Peggy back. I know Hayley Atwell's talked about it before and pretty much kind of said that she's moving past, like, well, not moving completely past because she's doing stuff, but she's sort of moving past Peggy Carter and trying to do more more things. I saw her in an episode of Black Mirror. So, you know, she's sort of kind of moving past it. But, man, I miss her, man. I loved her in the first Captain America. I fell in love with her in the first Captain America. And she broke my heart in Winter Soldier when she couldn't remember Steve. And she broke my heart again in Civil War when she passed away. I love Haley Atwell in this role. And there's so much stuff they set up. There's so much stuff they set up. Sousa and her finally got together where you would just will they won't they for a very long time. They finally got together. You finally there's a mystery of who shot I can't remember his name. I think his name was Thomas. Who shot Thomas? In the end, the very last shot you see is him get shot. Now, they said he might not be dead, but that's the very last thing you see. And it's like, what happened? And they stole the pin from him. What's going on? You saw Zola in the last episode of season 1. So you're like, was Zola gonna pop back up? There's so much they set up that I want to see. This show was supposed to be the building of S.H.I.E.L.D. You're supposed to watch S.H.I.E.L.D. be born. Oh, man. It's Dominic Cooper as Howard Stark. Oh, man. That show deserves more. That show deserves more. It deserves to come back. I understand why it got canceled. By the way, this show is the only of those shows that Kevin Feige helped produce, and he even lent it to his movie writers. I don't know if you know these guys, Marcus and McFeely, the writers of Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Endgame, and Infinity War, to write this show. So this show was big. This show, to me, was the first Disney Plus show, and it deserves to be brought back. Thank you guys for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. But I'm going to just throw out a couple other blanks that I would like to see some shows come back. Daybreakers. I'd like to see Daybreakers come back. BoJack Horseman. It did get canceled. I would like to see that come back. I'd love to see Buffy the Vampire Slayer also return. I think there's something really great with that story. Love to see Willow and Buffy. I was in love with Willow when I was a kid. There's a couple other shows that I think deserves. Iron Fist does deserve to come back because it did end on a pretty cool cliffhanger. I think Runaways is fine. No, that's about it. There's a couple other. Obviously, there's a couple other shows. I love to see Spectacular cartoon shows. I love to see Earth's Mightiest Heroes come back. I love to see Spectacular Spider-Man come back. But those are my main 5 shows I would love to see make a comeback. And out of all of those, a couple of those could. So, thank you guys for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. And list below, what are your shows that you wish would come back, get renewed, or get new seasons? Comment below. Let me know. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.